Dan Cryan from IHS Screen Digest. What are the general trends of the VOD business?
Generally speaking, up, which is good. The question is which bits are going up, how fast they're going up, and are they going to compensate for the decline in the DVD business?
Will they?
Not in the short term. The fact of the matter is that home entertainment has been the goose that laid the golden egg for pretty much everyone in the movie business for the last sort of 5 years or so. And as that declines, there is not a single magic bullet that is going to sort of come along and replace that really nice, rich source of revenue.
But how is the sort of the film consumption going then? Are people consuming less, or how is that going?
Consumption depends on who you talk to. But there's a risk here of the whole thing sounding a bit like the music business. You talk to the record business, they'll come around and tell you, everyone's consuming more music, it's brilliant, more music than ever's being consumed. And then you look at the revenue. So consumption alone is not enough. Engagement is brilliant. Nobody makes a film thinking that it will just shut it away in an office or shut it away in our garage and no one will ever see it. You want people to see your movies, of course you do. But on its own, that's not enough. These things have to be funded and you have to, people need to be paid, etc., etc., etc. And there are still some significant questions about how, as an industry, at an industry level, that can be done in a widespread, sustainable way.
How is this sort of developed then in other countries? Are there any countries that have sort of developed a success formula to get a substantial revenue for their films?
Depends what you count as substantial revenue. The $400 million that Netflix contributed to the studios in 2010 is substantial by most European measures, but by local US measures, it's really very small in comparison to other forms of home entertainment. So the yardstick varies a lot by country. There's kind of not a set formulation. Certainly, we are looking at the moment at certainly a decline over the next couple of years in total revenue.
In percentage, how is the sort of the spread between watching a movie in the cinemas and on DVD and on the VOD? Do you have any numbers for that?
I do, but I can't remember them. That's what I have charts for.
But
the charts are brilliant, by the way. There are 50 of them in about 60 minutes. It's going to be awesome. That's just what everyone needs on a Monday morning, is a sort of tsunami of charts.
Very good. So let's say 10 years from now, will there still be a DVD market at all?
10 years, there might be. Although if there is, it's going to be a hell of a lot smaller than it is today. Look, we're 11 years now since Napster. There's still a record business. So it seems unlikely that we'll lose the whole thing. The truth of the matter is that these things take quite a long time to decline. These cyclical changes take a while to work through. You've got consumer habits that are very well established, very well entrenched. People like having DVDs on the shelves, but at the same time, you have significant pressures from piracy on the one hand, and the fact that it's just cheaper and more convenient to rent a title on VOD, putting pressure on that historical mode of doing business. But certainly what we're not looking at the moment is the apocalypse. Mm-hmm.
What can the movie business learn from the music business?
The lesson the movie business should learn from the music business is don't try and fight your consumers. In a world where we have basically got anarchy of distribution, fighting your consumers is pointless. What you need to do is to try and enable and make their lives easier and better. And if anything, the way to compete with piracy is to provide a better quality of service than you can get from a pirate site. It's one of the things that it's taken the music business quite a long time to learn. But when it works, it seems the signs are encouraging.
So can the sort of movie business copy that way of handling it, then when the music business has learned it?
Well, look, I mean, but Yeah, up to a point. You can copy it in those general terms, but the specifics of what you want from a good music service are very different from the specifics of what you want from a decent movie service. A good music service really has to get whatever music you want to you wherever you happen to be. The iPod was brilliant. You could take it in the car, you could take it when you were running, and so on and so forth. It had music where you wanted to consume music. You don't really want to consume a movie if you're running. Well, you might, but it's going to be a slightly strange form of exercise. But where people do want to consume movies, for example, is on tablets and on the main big screen in the living room TV, which is offered wired into a decent screen, wired into good sound, etc., etc. So get the content where people want to consume it, and that's a start. That's a very good place to start.
Thank you very much.